happening?
It's real. Okay, first of all, I don't know how many of you all watched. First of all, let's go ahead and get started by introducing our. You can see that we have some amazing guests on screen today. Give it up for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 4, first girl to ever be eliminated. To be disqualified from the competition. She is one of the most controversial queens in the history of drag. We have Miss Willam in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo-hoo! Girl, I'm the girl that gives you this.
And we have her good Judy, her sister, the queen of Uranus, the songstress, the what is it? Chanteuse?
It's a chanteuse.
Shout-to. She shouts mostly.
The illustrious Alaska Thunderfuck from the planet Tantron.
Hello.
Now, Willam, you look good. You don't look as good as when I did your makeup, but this is not bad.
No, I look kind of similar to when you did my makeup from Behind in the Dark. Yeah, it's cool that you made it like an escape house for my face, where I was just trying to find a way to get out of it. But you were literally the most enjoyable. We had so much fun.
Escape.
I haven't watched the video yet. Is the video out already?
Oh no, it'll never come out.
No, one of the videos out. Are you not one of the 940,000 people who follows Willam on YouTube? Wow.
Yeah. It's out. It was so much fun to do, and I'm such a fan of all your channels too. I watch at least I click on all your videos. I don't necessarily watch them though.
Wow.
Just like add a comment, shit stir on every Patreon, everything you guys do.
I love how Bob and I have on black hair, and then the two white bitches got on blonde hair. This is very telling.
Wow.
You know I don't wear dark hair unless I do character illusions.
Casting illusion. Appearing in the illusion of.
You don't understand. People book me all over for my Lady Gaga. So
I travel the world doing Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Wait, here's a question. Which one of our podcasts came first? I don't know.
I think Race Chase was before us.
Ours is like 2 years old, and the birthday's in July, I think.
Oh, ours is 3 years old.
Oh my God, are we the original Drag Race podcast, Monet?
I don't think, are we? I don't think so. We could not have been the first ones. No way.
Well,
I feel like y'all missed a couple weeks here and there, hokey pokey, holly lobby.
Oh my God.
Okay, so to be fair, in the beginning of our podcast, Monet and I were recording when we felt like it, posting,
Right.
posting when we felt the fuck like it, and y'all did. Yeah. I would say y'all came on the scene, and I remember at one point, me and Monet were like, "We need to get our shit together."
Oh yeah, let me tell you something. Watching Race Chaser, y'all were so on top of it. Y'all like have like these segments, and your podcast is so beautifully sectionized, and you guys have like, it's just a very great listen because it is so structured. And Bob and I kind of like, Bob and I are very Montessori school about our podcast. We're like, you know what, today with you.
It's all Big Dipper. It's all Big Dipper. He keeps us in line and does a really good job of producing us.
We have our own Big Dipper named Little Ladle. Jacob's our Little Ladle.
Little Ladle.
Is he the one out of frame right now, putting on your nails one by one?
No, he actually put on Bob's toenails. He's putting them on right now.
I love a toenail. Send him over to me after.
I've seen you do that. That gags
it's crazy.
With your little toenails.
When me and Monet started doing our podcast, we were literally doing it by ourselves. I was editing them. We were like, it was honestly, I don't recommend anyone start a podcast in the way that Monet and I started. It was a really bad idea. It was horrible.
So why haven't you stopped?
Well, we ended up figuring out over time. We ended up hiring people to help us. So now we're not trying to do it all by ourselves. We also both I was at the time. Oh my God, Monet, we're literally full circle. At the time, you were traveling and I was doing a play, and now you're doing a play, and well, none of us are traveling now though. So.
Well, you know, I'm here in London. I have to say, being here, I really got really accustomed to the customs here, and I just love being in London and just exploring the world.
Exploring taints. You think you're fucking Estelle, bitch, in that wig.
Wait, what made y'all want to start doing a podcast? Like, what
Yeah, I
inspired?
was literally just about to ask that. Oh my God, we're like finish each other's things, sandwiches.
Oh.
We started a podcast because we were okay. Short story. There was a girl, a Megan's alert or a Amber alert for this girl at Burning Man. For this girl at Burning Man, they said she was kidnapped or missing. Turns out she was fucking her boyfriend. She was 17. So we were stuck in an exit line for like 8 hours, and the only thing we had to listen to was Out on the Lanai, which is a Golden Girls podcast on Alaska's phone. So like after that, I was thinking like I need to find a way to keep working with Alaska. This is fun. Find a show that we all like that we can talk about. So we came up with doing Drag Race episodes, and then she's like, I have a song. And that became the theme song. And then like I talked to Dipper because we'd been trying to like work together and do stuff for a minute. And I was like, you have a directing like degree from like a real university and stuff. So he basically is like our director and producer. And and kind of like a shady sister too, because she thinks she can read sometimes.
Well, also, anyone who doesn't know Big
tries.
Dipper, me and Big Dipper met years ago in New York City when she had just moved there from Boston, I want to say. Is it Boston Dip's from? Anyway, Dipper came, Chicago, that's right. And Dipper's one of the folks who can honestly do anything. Like, Dipper can sing, Dipper can dance, Dipper can act, Dipper can direct.
Does he really? Does Dipper do all these things? I know he can rap.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
he'll let
making
you
this
shave
up.
numbers and letters in his back hair.
I knew Dipper from making those really like highly produced music videos, like Drip Drip Drop and all this stuff, and like they were just these insane videos. Like, who is this guy? And he was like, I direct them, I do this, I raise all the money, blah blah blah. And he's just like, Dipper is a real life mover and shaker. I mean, from Chicago to New York to LA, and just stays in great. Everyone who knows Big Dipper, he's on good terms with like everyone. And just literally just one of the folks who just knows how to make shit happen. So yeah, shout out to Big Dip, Henny.
I have a question. When y'all first started the podcast, I have to admit, I entered our podcast. Our podcast was Bob's idea, so I was in very trepidatiously. I was like, yeah, sure, we can do it. What was your idea? Why are you making that face?
But why were you trepidatious? Like, what the fuck were you
Because
nervous
I was
about,
like, I didn't know what it all involved to do a podcast, and
talking into a microphone, Monet. It involves talking into a microphone and then putting it on the internet.
My God, I'm here 3 years later, so obviously I stuck with it. I'm just saying, when y'all started y'all's podcast, was one of y'all like, girl, sure, I don't know. Were y'all both gung-ho from the beginning, like from Jump Street?
I feel like we really wanted to do it, but we were like you said, Bob, we were like traveling, and getting us in the same room or time zone was like the moon and the sun, like the sun going around the moon, which like Vanessa Williams, which doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often, but I think we both.
Wait, I'm sorry
really
to interrupt you. I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to say I did once see Vanessa Williams sing that song on a cruise ship, and it was transformative. It was. I'm obsessed with Vanessa Williams. If you have not seen the Weave movie she's in, she is the reason to watch the movie. I love Vanessa Williams.
She has the worst wig in the movie though. Bad Hair. It's a movie with like
Bad Hair.
Kelly Rowland, Usher's in it.
Not
a bunch of
Rowland.
people. What did I do?
Rolling.
It's Kelly Rowland.
Oh, Roland. Sorry.
Not Rowland.
Well,
It's Kelly Rowland, isn't it? Who is the original members of one? She's one of Destiny's Children, I believe it were.
and then can y'all clear it up? So obviously, Ray Shay, so you guys have the episodes you guys dissect and discuss Drag Race, and you guys have Hot Goss. And Hot Goss is always about like stuff going on and stuff that's basically outside of Drag Race.
I mean, sometimes we still talk about Drag Race. There's a lot of drag in the world happening, so it always comes up. It's like if you put two drag queens in the same room, there will be something Drag Race related within 5 minutes of them opening their mouths or their other holes, you know?
Okay. Speaking of which, we have to talk about the elephant on the podcast world. So, what were y'all thoughts? Because I just did an episode of The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie and Katya. So when Trixie and Katya said they were doing Bald and the Beautiful, what was y'all's first thoughts? I'll tell you mine. This is full. My first thought was well, there goes the neighborhood. Because there's this thing where when Trixie and Katya touch anything, it becomes the thing. Like, it becomes the thing that the internet is. And maybe that's a little bit of me being a little too honest and open with the world about what it feels like to be a Drag Race girl navigating amongst. Because I'm not going to act like jealousy does not pop up amongst Drag Race girls. It just, it does.
No, I think that there's honestly room for all of us to grow in this big fucking garden. There is. Like, Trixie and Katya are...
There's room for everyone, I'll just say that. Let's do it again.
I think we can definitely, like, toss shit on them because that's just fertilizer to help them grow. But there's totally... we do something different than Trixie and Katya. You guys do something different than them also. Like, and the perspective's different. Like, sure, they're going to do great because people are going to listen to their podcast even if they didn't talk for an hour. Just because those kids are, like, you know... like fever victims for TNT or T&K. That's it. I don't even know their names.
What is that?
Girl, Trixie and Katya.
I didn't. But that's the thing. One of the problems, like, I'm a huge fan of their work, and I especially love Trixie's YouTube page, which is like, it's just there's some really great stuff going on over at Trixie's YouTube page, and if you haven't checked it out.
Yeah.
As if I'm promoting Trixie's. As if.
Yeah, she needs it. Good.
No, you know what? Let me tell you something. There is some one black girl sitting in Andalusia, Alabama, listening to this podcast. She's like, well, because Bob said it, I guess I'll go check it out. There's one.
Probably.
There's one out there.
But so it's not like the girls don't do hard work, but there is a part of my head that's like, what the hell is going on in this world? Because like sometimes I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes when other girls do stuff, I'm like, my competitive, like, little cat back raises, and I'm like, I remember when Race Chaser came out, I was like, fucking Race Chaser. There's a goddamn Race Chaser now. But of course, I mean, I fucking love y'all to the end of the world. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have none of that for real.
I kind of don't. Whenever something happens where, like, I see something, I'm just like, well, that'll make my hustle stronger, or, like, let me go support that and then try to do it some way myself better and different. And, like, if someone puts their toe in a new medium before me, then I'm a little bit like, I should have gotten there too. But it's never like a jealousy thing anymore. I used to be really threatened with my career in territorial. Like, I told my old agent, like, if you sign a door, I don't want to be on your roster because, like, she's a singer too, and, like, you can't be having more than one the same type. And then I got over that real quick because I realized we were different, and my agent was an asshole. So I found a new one.
Alaska, you like that, Alaska?
Girl, no, of course. Like, I feel jealous and insecure, like, all the time, constantly, and it's, but I also recognize that, like, that's the small me is feeling that way, and I know that the large me is able to say there's room for everyone. What I have to offer is completely different than what anyone else has to offer, and that goes for every person who does drag. It's like,
I also sometimes refer to Monet as the large me.
Oh my god!
Well, bitch, you better adjust your television because you sitting over there about looking like 2 tons of fun, Latrice.
Ooh, that was brilliant.
Monet, I can't wait to see the Q-tip you have on under that wig reveal. What's under that? Please tell me the blonde one's under that.
You know what can I say? When I went to the final one, when I was doing the final season 4 All Stars 4 lip sync, I was like, ooh, it would be cute if I revealed to it. I almost put another color, but I was like, no, that's not gonna be as fierce as just doing 2 of the same color.
Yeah,
but I thought about doing a different color. Yeah.
So there was a
so
queen
funny.
out in San. Go ahead, Alaska.
Go ahead, Alaska.
Monet, you also did the glasses. I think it was the funeral rose. And it was like the glasses and then the same glasses underneath. It's my favorite type of humor. It literally does it for me.
There was this queen in San Francisco who did a kitty cat reveal to a kitty cat, to a long wig, to being bald, and then she ripped off the bald cap and had a kitty cat.
That shit was fucking insane. Y'all not seen this video?
No, I need it for
Seriously?
Beatdown. Send it to me.
Yes, I'm gonna say it is crazy. She goes from a kitty cat to another kitty cat. She pulls a kitty cat off, and like a long one comes off. Then she pulls the long one off, and she has this ball cap. You're like, okay, she's done. And then she's like, no, and then it's fucking under
Kitty
the
cat
ball
of a
cap
kitty
is
cat.
another wig. It's crazy.
I love that.
Like
It's
that
so
is
good.
if that was on Drag Race, it would be the new. Like it was that
bitch,
good.
The fans would watch the TV just like the blood would be pouring from
Right.
Also,
going back to the
I want
jealousy
to come
thing.
out to go ahead. Yeah.
Well, going back to the jealousy thing, I'm like, I don't. Sometimes not sometimes. Oftentimes, I feel jealous. I think what Willam Alaska was saying, like when I see someone do something that I know I've been talking about or thinking about doing for something for so long, and they do it, and I was like, God damn it. But then, to Willam and Alaska's point, is that there is, like, you think about celebrity, like, in terms of, like, Hollywood and stuff like that, like, all these celebrities and shit, like, there is so much space for everyone, and there is a way to make a niche for yourself and your art and what, like, you can do, and so, like there are so many celebrities that have wines out, so many celebrities that have Fabletics and all that stuff, so...
Wine and tea.
You should do wine and tea, Alaska. That would be your whole day.
That is my whole day. Day to night.
Yeah, right.
Do you drink a lot of tea?
I do. I love it. I'm a tea girl. I don't drink coffee. I'm a tea girl.
Word.
But
Go ahead.
I absolutely agree with you, Monet, and I often wonder, does Rihanna sit around and say, "Oh my God, that celebrity has 0.1 more followers than me on Instagram"? And
Honestly,
I'm incensed
I think
about
she
it.
probably does. I don't
Do you
think
think?
that
You think so?
Yeah, I don't
Listen,
think
when
that
I worked
being-
with Rihanna, she was very cool. She didn't mention followers or celebrity. She didn't ask me or
think
Detox
that-
for our autographs. She was really chill.
Wait, oh yeah, y'all did Disturbia with her, right?
No, Detox did Disturbia. I did S&M, and Detox and Morgan did S&M with me. But
And I
Oh,
did-
see,
I did
I
Mama
want to
with
say
her.
so Rihanna, for all the Rihanna haters, Rihanna been having drag queens and stuff and having it for a very long time.
2010, darling. 2010. Like, she
Yeah,
loves
come
us.
on,
She
Reed.
smoked us all out. She was chill.
Oh my God!
She had Calpurnia Adams come give a lap dance to some crew member because it was his birthday. Rihanna is the one.
Well, me
I
and Monet
love Rihanna. I
Monet
pray
and I
and
right
worship
now
with the
wanna-
church of Rihanna.
Right now, Monet and I want to actively say, I'm going to say it, because me and Monet have been talking about this off camera for a long time, and I'm going to go ahead and mention it, Monet, and I'm sorry to put you on front street like this, but Rihanna, you invited Vanjie, you've doing videos with Detox, you're doing them with Willam, you had Jada Essence Hall, you had Gigi Good, you have Naomi Smalls. Why you not having Monet? Why you don't want Monet to be in your videos, Rihanna?
I don't know. Willam in Alaska, I don't know what it is. I think that Rihanna, she just does not fuck with me, and
Yeah, maybe she doesn't like you.
Honestly, probably. You're
No,
right. She probably doesn't.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, when that thing with the ideas where you think of something good and then someone else gets it, like, I was riding around on that stupid hoverboard and Thorgy texted me. He's like, bitch, I was just about to do this. And I was like, you're ugly. And like, so...
Okay, first of all, you and Thorgy, you act like she like y'all act like the hoverboard is the best idea since individually wrapped cheese. You're like, I was gonna hoverboard. It's a hoverboard.
Listen, for lazy white people with no rhythm, it's a gift, okay? It makes it look like I'm doing the most when I'm actually just letting gravity work its way down because I usually fall at some point.
I mean, the fact that you can do it in heels is impressive. The fact
It's
that you can
crazy.
The fact that you can do it on Molly, that's where it really gets impressive.
Bitch, I was in danger too, girl.
I would say Willam being on the hoverboard with heels, I was like, that is like a white people flexing that they got health insurance. Willam was like, if I fall and break an arm, I have health insurance. I'll be fine. I would never, bitch. I don't got no insurance. I would be sitting there holding my arm like, hey, y'all, so how y'all doing?
And if you fell, that fat ass would break your fall, bitch.
It would.
So would mine now. It's cool.
Willem, quick question. Do you get heat a lot in drag because you have a boy name in drag?
People try to do it to be shady sometimes, but it doesn't work. For me, anyway, I'm not offended, but I do tend to think that he's, like, Milk can get he a lot, I can get he, RuPaul can get he.
Chad gets he, Derek gets he, all the people with boy names in drag get.
I think Derek would get he anyway, though.
Well, I think more so the reason why you get he is because of like the beard and stuff in drag. I feel like that's more why people like go that way.
Monet, I saw that coming from just like your ass. I saw that coming from a mile away. Okay, Monet? I was like, whoop. Dodge that one, girl. All right, listen. I have a question. Have you two ever had a moment where one of you took trade from the other one? Alaska, have you ever snatched up some of Willam's trade? Willam, have you ever, vice versa?
No, and I think that's why we're such good friends. It has never happened. It's never come close to happening. I've never had sex in drag. Like
Really?
Like
never?
early in my, like coming out, I have had like, I'll put on like lingerie if they like that or whatever, but never like in full hair and makeup. I've never once.
Alaska's like, yeah, early in my drag, I would like put on some lingerie and a wig and a lip and block my brows out and draw a new brow on and put on some lashes and maybe do some glitter, maybe throw on a heel and some hip pads, maybe a bra, maybe the nails, but I wouldn't
Then
do
Rihanna
full.
will book you.
She's like, but I wouldn't do full drag because I wasn't getting paid.
Right,
It's not
exactly.
drag unless it's a gig.
Well, she was getting paid, so it was a gig.
I've never stolen trade in front of her, but I've definitely picked it up. Remember that elevator in Australia where the guy got on and then he didn't get off on his floor? It was me, you, and Courtney, and like I pulled some rando in the elevator.
Yeah, I bet you and Courtney have had,
we have.
trade overlaps a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But not me.
Have we had trade overlap, Willam?
Me and you?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, there was a point where I was trying to fuck you, for sure.
Me?
Yeah.
When?
Wow.
What is happening?
I think in Australia, you probably thought I was joking. But I wasn't. I think you're so funny. And, like, not many people can, like, make me lose it. And, like, for me, like, I get, like, talent boners sometimes. Like, I slept with, like, this meth head who wrote the musical Bear and then Annie Rexick just because I was obsessed with his, like, musical brain. He's dead now.
My boyfriend just gasped because I think he knows who you're talking about.
Oh, I really like that musical. It's a great musical.
Oh, yeah, this guy
what?
named Damon wrote it, and I fucked him, like, my first month I was living in L.A., and then he's dead now, but...
Was it because of sex? What happened
It was
to
a
him?
brain aneurysm.
Lots of stuff, lots of bad stuff.
Oh, well, rest in peace, rest in power.
Yeah, he put some great music on the earth while he was here, but yeah, I was definitely trying to fuck him.
Okay, we need to take a short break because I need to digest this information.
Wow, plot twist, Monet's digesting something. Let's take a break. Let's take a break.
Y'all mean.
The pandemic didn't just test our country's economic endurance. It exposed how living an unhealthy lifestyle can increase your risk. That's why I recommend you take Field of Greens by Brickhouse Nutrition every day. While other health products boast about one vegetable, Field of Greens is packed with 18 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables, plus green tea, ginger, turmeric, and beet. This powerful combination not only can support your heart health, it can support a healthy immune system, metabolism, blood pressure, and digestion. Field of Greens is loaded with antioxidants, pre- and probiotics. Just one scoop in a glass of water, stir, and you're done. So I settle for one vegetable when you can have the entire Field of Greens. Go to fieldofgreens15.com and get 15% off your first order with the promo code RIVALRY at checkout. That's fieldofgreens15.com, available in 2 flavors. Both are great. fieldofgreens15.com, promo code RIVALRY. Even if your sex life is an open book, testing for sexually transmitted infections can feel very invasive to your privacy. Like, I once was going to get tested. At first thing when I walked in the door, I thought it was like, Bob the drag queen. And I was like, all right, well, that was not what I wanted. Maybe it kind of threw her off that she saw me. And then the ultimate gag of it all, I was like, I'm here to get tested for an STI. And she's like, huh? And I was like, an STI. and she said it back at STI at a volume louder than I said it, you get the process. It was a very embarrassing ordeal. But taking care of your sexual health is important, not for only you, but for your partners. Thankfully, there's Everlywell at-home lab tests. The process is simple. The Everlywell at-home collection kit is shipped discreetly in an undisclosed box right to your door and comes with easy-to-follow instructions so you can collect your sample from home on your own time. Now, once you send your sample back, it is processed in a certified lab and reviewed by a board-certified physician. Then they are sent directly to you digitally within just days. You can even share them with your healthcare provider and your partners. Now, if results are abnormal, a board-certified physician in your state may contact you at no additional cost to discuss your case and may prescribe medications if applicable. And now, Everlywell has a brand new sexual health membership called Current that allows you to select one STI of your choice per month with additional benefits for just $14.99 a month. Yes, honey, it's the Netflix of STI testing. Pull the sheets off your sexual health with Everlywell. No questions asked, just clear answers. For 20% off an Everlywell at-home lab test, visit everlywell.com/rivalry and enter code rivalry. That's everlywell.com/rivalry, code rivalry for 20% off your test. Everlywell at-home lab test. Your answers, your way.
Okay, and we are back. Okay, Willam, I can't. Well, okay, Willam does the thing where I can't tell if Willam is doing a bit or Willam is dead serious. Are you fucking around? Are you serious?
That's life with Willam. I never know if Willam's being serious or not. Maybe that's why I didn't know. We probably would have had done something.
I mean, it's not too late. You're an LA girl now.
Have you fucked a Drag Race girl?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You lying. You so full of shit. Bitch. You were up to your elbows.
I've never fucked a Drag Race girl.
But you had a
Who?
what
Jade
Drag Race
Sotomayor?
girl fucked you? What Drag Race girl fucked you?
Oh,
Jade
it's got to be.
Sotomayor?
Wait, does it have to be a Drag Race girl, or can it be a pit crew member, producer, host?
Well,
judge?
we know
Drag
you-
Race girl.
We know you've made your way through the judges panel.
Have I had other contestants, members in me somehow? Yes.
Are you going to
That's
tell us
right.
who?
Yeah. What?
Are you going to tell us who? We have a saying. We have a saying here on Sibling Rivalry. Say
their names. Say their names.
Yeah. I mean, I could say. I don't know if they would want me to though.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I don't know. I don't want anybody to think I'm slutty.
Oh my God. Well, that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
That's a jet ski, bitch.
Willam, say it now. Say it.
I don't know. I don't think it's, it's private.
And now you're doing it. Willam, type it in the chat.
I've never seen Willam. Willam is so demure.
Well, no,
I bet
I'm
it was
big.
someone from a franchise or someone that it was before they were on Drag Race that you got fucked by them. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay.
I'm with
Am I correct? Let's play 20 questions.
Here, I'm like all about like shit talking my own career and stuff. But like, if I promise something to someone, I really am like that girl where like
I feel it.
I'll tell you after.
And in that person's defense, if word got out that you slept with Willam, it could ruin your career.
Oh my God. Okay, so now you guys obviously with Race Racer Pod, you guys have done a lot of Drag Race talk, and
Yes.
I'm sure it has ruffled some feathers of queens. Have y'all are there queens that refuse to talk to y'all or aren't cool with y'all anymore that y'all were cool with, but then like let's say you guys started reviewing all the episodes and they were like, I fucking hate those bitches if they don't fuck with y'all anymore.
I don't think so. And I mean, if that is the case, they haven't like said anything to us, but I feel like anything that we say on the podcast, it's like our policy. Willam always says we keep it cute, but we tell the truth. And I always feel like I wouldn't say anything that I wouldn't say in a dressing room to one of my sisters. Like, we're not like tearing anyone to shreds. Usually we're defending all the queens against the judges no drag having knowledge asses.
Right. Right.
So usually that's like how we're coming at it. We're like, the producers are the devil, and the judges don't know nothing about drag, and we love our sisters. That's usually how we're coming at it.
And
Pretty
speaking
much.
about what you said, I would say this: Alaska, you are probably one of the funnest people to be in a dressing room with. I think the two funnest people that I've ever, Drag Race girls, or queens in general, that I've ever shared a dressing room with are probably you and Kim. You and Kim are just so fucking fun to be in I remember it was me and you and Jinx. I was in the other dressing room, but you and Jinx were singing the entire, like, songs from The Simpsons. You two kept singing songs from The Simpsons. See my best, made from real gorilla chest. And, y'all just are just so much fun. And Jinx was singing the entire musical Les Mis from the other room. And I was
on stage.
Myself, and that was 2 days after our big fight over being late for the bus.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. So we have Alaska and Bob here. Alaska, Bob has told a story on the podcast, and our listeners are like, oh my god. Alaska, can we get your recount of the story? Because sometimes Bob's recounts of stories can be a little one-sided. So I would like Alaska to give us her take of what happened on this fight. Because if I listen to Bob, you were this mean, nasty monster. You took your glass up and you like were this fucking
I didn't say she had glasses,
creature.
But the fight between me and Alaska did inspire a fight between me and Jinx. It had a domino effect. Me and Alaska fought, and then me and Jinx were fighting because of the fight. Me and Alaska, it was insane.
See, this is why I get kicked off the tours. I don't want to fight with my sisters.
Right, exactly. It's the worst kind of fight to be in because every now and then you decide you're going to go for it and you're going to like let somebody have it. And then you are 100% in the wrong. There is no shade of like, there's no possibility. Right. There's no possibility where I have any right to have said a word because I was just wrong. I was just wrong in being a fucking dick. And it's the worst type of fight to be in because there's no argument. There's no gray area. It was just, I was wrong. Bob didn't do anything wrong. I was being a dick. And I was also like drunk, I think, in the morning.
Was the gray area your beard cover showing through, or? Because
Madam Madness over here.
Bitch, I need you to stumble off a bus with double conjunctivitis into a center median and then yell at me again about being messy, okay?
I know everyone was shook at my tantrum on All Stars. I'm like, this is literally a monster I live with on the daily basis. That person on that one episode. Everyone was like, oh my god, we've never seen Alaska act like this. It's like, okay, you haven't been on tour with me, I guess.
Oh, I've been there for 2 Alaska tantrums. I was the recipient of one Alaska tantrum where Alaska was mad that I was late to the bus, but I wasn't late. It was a whole thing. Anyway, and then the second time was we were doing yet another dig together, and then we were... Okay, this was my fault because I don't know what I was thinking.
Ooh, Alaska doesn't know where this is going. I was like,
Alaska,
what this is.
I was like, Alaska, me and Assad are gonna come pick you up on the way to the end of the dig, but you have to be like in as much face as possible, and then we're just gonna get dressed there. And Alaska, you know the thing where you have on some of your face, but it's not fully done. So Alaska had like on her foundation, I think her eyebrows, and then we drove. And this is where I was shady. I didn't realize we drove to the desert. And when I say the desert, I don't mean Palm Springs. I mean, like, literally, we were just we pull up to the desert, and there are these guys digging a hole. I heard grave diggers to dig a hole. We're going to put Alaska in this hole. And then me and Alaska start getting ready in Assad's Range Rover. And then Alaska is spreading out in the passenger side of Assad's car, and her makeup is everywhere, and it is, blister. We're in a fucking microwave oven with aluminum foil in it, okay? Alaska's melting, and she's putting her makeup on, but she's not able to get it quite right, and then she just starts freaking out. And Alaska's like, this is fucking stupid! And then Assad just looks up, and Assad goes... And then Alaska's like, I'll never forget what he said, I'm so fucking dumb. I can't even fucking do drag. And I'm going to sit here and have some shade towards Sasha, who fucking won. I lost. And I can't even fucking do drag. And then I just get out of the car, and Assad's like, is she gonna do? And then me and Alaska are behind Assad's Range Rover, standing on garbage bags, getting dressed, and she's just like, cursing and like going crazy, but to herself. It's not to anyone. She's like snapping on herself. And then we put Alaska in the grave. And then as soon as we said action, she was like, yet another dig. She was like, put the edit, put
Bitch,
the Reddit.
professional, girl, profession the fuck
And she did
no.
all of her
love
shots, and she was in a great mood. And then we drove to the church and put her in a church that might have been 10,000 degrees. And then she was great, but she just had her little temper tantrum until the cameras were rolling.
That is, yes, and that was I learned such a lesson that day. It's that doing drag in a car is nearly impossible because mostly what you need for drag is like a surface to set your stuff on. Mm-hmm. In a car, there are no flat surfaces. Everything is curved. There's a cup holder, but everything is curved and rounded. So you're just like sitting there with like all these hundreds of tiny drag things. And then heat, which is the natural enemy of the dragoon. It was really rough. I don't remember. I don't even remember having such a tantrum about it. I remember it was really hard.
I should, in hindsight, I should have rented an RV, which would have been an extra $500, maybe an extra $500. But I was like, we'll be fine. We're in a Range Rover is a big, spacious car, and that was an epic moment.
Well, I mean, if it's worth anything, you looked great. You did not look sweaty, but also you strike me as one of those queens that never sweats. Bitch, I have a hard thought. I am a drench. I am doused in sweat. Okay, I am a sweaty queen. You look matte as fuck, so you look great.
Yeah, the video is beautiful. I love that fucking video. I don't remember the tantrum. I remember how difficult it was. See, I have tantrums so often I can't even
just check your PayPal transaction log, and you'll probably locate it.
PayPal.
No, that was legendary. That was one of those great moments, and everyone was kind of like, "What do we do?" And she was like, "We were like,
she didn't even win. Why is she yelling?"
I think we're like, we just let her do her thing, and I think after she does her thing, I think it was after you had won All Stars. That was afterwards, right?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we came up with the idea for Yet Another Dig on the tour of the Haters Roast because we kept saying Yet Another Dig over and over backstage. What do you guys?
Yet Another Dig.
I thought of a new drag name. Rescinda Willems or Rescinda Williams.
What does it mean?
Rescinda, like to rescind something instead of Lucinda. Never mind.
Why is it Williams?
Because her name's Lucinda Williams, dummy. I thought of it, so I made this. Maybe I'm the dummy, actually. I take that back. I think I just had
Who's Lucinda Williams?
She's an old white lady singer, I think.
Oh, I don't know her.
Courtney Act. She's a contemporary of Courtney Act, an old white lady singer.
Me and Monet
this is gonna be my first time working with Courtney. I've never worked with Courtney before. I've only seen Courtney once when she came backstage at a Work the World in Australia, but I don't know much about Courtney. Am I gonna love Courtney? Is she gonna be fair?
Oh, she's great. I love her.
Yeah, no. We can give you some tips on working with Courtney. Like, she likes to be fed every 7 hours. You need to compliment her ass if you want to be her friend. We've gaslighted her for years into thinking that she has an ass, and she has none.
Oh my God.
What else do you need to know about Courtney? She thinks she always has a ton of makeup on. She doesn't.
Courtney is also, like, I remember hanging out with Courtney. It was me, Courtney, and Mitch Farino and Mitch's partner hanging out. There's a great video on my Instagram. It's so far back, but it's a video of this drunk guy stumbling up to me. He goes, I know you two. And he looks at me and goes, you're Bob. And then he looks at Courtney and goes, you do Britney Spears in Las Vegas. She goes, yeah. And your name is Derek. She's like, yeah, that's me. All right, Mike, that's me. My name's Derek Barry. Tell me more about myself. But she's, honestly, Courtney's one of the funniest queens. She's genuinely hilarious. I don't know anyone that doesn't like Courtney Act.
RuPaul blocked her on Twitter. RuPaul blocked her.
Wait, did he really?
Yeah, and then when we all started joking about it, he unblocked her, so he couldn't be the joke about it anymore. But he blocked her because she mentioned not agreeing with his stance on the trans thing and blah, 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 and the steroids, when Rue was like, if they take steroids, you know, they'd be disqualified, when she was going on about Peppermint not being, in her eyes, a contestant that would be someone to come back if she would have known that back in the day before she posted that train flag. So, like, that was happening.
I forgot about the train flag. Why do you say steroids like that? How do you say it?
Steroids?
You were saying steroid.
Huh?
How do you pronounce that word?
Steroids?
Did y'all hear her say steroid?
I say a lot of stuff wrong, so probably.
It's
I
like
probably said it wrong.
I think it's a Philadelphia. It's like steroids.
Steroids.
So I didn't mean to derail the whole train.
Lockie, who's a dancer for Katy Perry, is Australian, and when asked
Is
who's
this one of the
favorite queen-
dancers that Katy Perry stole from Taylor Swift, or is this not one of those?
I don't keep up with all that drama. I know he was the left
good.
shark or the right shark in the Katy Perry thing. He wasn't the
Work.
So he's real cute, good friend. He says to Todrick, well, my favorite queen's Courtney, because Todrick and Lockie were doing a video before Courtney and Todrick, and I just went to go because I knew where he lived, and Courtney was there, so I was like, oh, I'm coming over. So I went over, and then he said, my favorite queen is Courtney. And, oh, no, that was it. He was asked somewhere who his favorite queen was, and he said Courtney. And they were like, that won't get you a lot of points here. And because, you know, Courtney's not a favorite of Rue. I probably shouldn't have repeated it where I did, because I used to like to go to Reddit. But I don't do that anymore, because that's not good for my self-esteem or my career. So, yeah.
Wait, did they not like you on Reddit?
It's a polarizing website for anybody with an opinion. Yeah, so like
Reddit one day would be
What do y'all
like, we're
think?
all about Willam, we hate Willam, we love Alaska, we hate Alaska, we love. They are very floppy over at Reddit.
it's right in the title. They read all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, apparently, this. I don't know how true this is, but apparently what do you call the moderator, the one who like started the RuPaul's Drag Race subreddit. Apparently, she's a big MAGA girl. She's or like her family is red. Her whole family is red.
Oh, that's.
I mean, I don't know about her.
Red families. Also,
Yeah,
apparently the one who started Reddit, RuPaul's Drag Race Reddit, is like not even part of Reddit, like the group anymore. Like the powers have just shifted, and whoever started RuPaul's Drag Race Reddit is now just a citizen, like you and I, as opposed to being the president of the Drag Race Reddit, which is now officially the biggest television-based subreddit on Reddit. It recently passed Game of Thrones.
What Drag Race is?
It's the biggest TV-based subreddit. It's bigger than Game of Thrones.
Major.
That's crazy. Is it really? What the fuck?
I mean, people can say what they want. Drag Race is the Game of Thrones of reality TV. I mean, it has broken every record in terms of like awards and stuff. It is the most Emmy-nominated reality TV show of all time.
Wow.
False.
Wow.
False.
That was the most It's the winning. It's won the most.
Oh, see, Willam. Thank you, Willam. See, Willam, this is shit Bobby doing, but I don't really know.
Okay,
Like,
first of all, you trusted Willam
knows.
based on literally nothing. Willam has provided no information. This white bitch just said false, and you believe her more than you believe me because she's white. Now say it right, bitch.
I'm pretty sure MASH is the most nominated, or I Love Lucy.
But it's not reality TV. It's
reality. Amazing Race is probably trumping that.
It's not. Drag Race is the most Emmy nominated.
Well, Bob, give us receipts. Give us
but you believe
Willam
you believe Willam just based on the blonde hair. Say
Hey,
it right
Siri,
now, bitch.
What's the most Emmy awarded
Can you look at my
television
name?
program?
No, reality television.
reality.
Well, that's not what she said at first.
I
That's
did
what she
say that.
said.
Well,
I'm so
you know
glad
I don't
Alaska's
listen
here.
well, so that's not my fault.
I'm so glad Alaska is on this call having one of her tantrums. You just look up how many Amazing Races won and how many Drag Races won.
As of August 2020, Game of Thrones is the most nominated show.
Well, that's
not a reality.
Alaska, say reality one.
Hey,
Lean in and
Siri.
say reality.
What's the most Emmy awarded reality show?
Oh, no,
history.
you triggered my Siri. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Just a moment.
Oh, my God, you triggered my Siri.
Let me,
Oh, wait, can you guys hear? Oh, no. Oh,
Okay, I found this on the web. for what's the most Emmy-awarded reality show.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Oh, when you did that, it triggered my theory. Did you find out, babe?
No.
It's fine, whatever. We'll move on.
Girl, they're
we'll
talking
figure it
about
out.
Murphy Brown and Taxi. I don't fucking know.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
All you have to do is
Actually, you know what? We're
We're
gonna take a short little break and we're gonna adjust Willam's AirPods so you can hear when we say reality. So we get.
It's so silly. When money's tight, investing in yourself may not be at the top of your mind, but mental health is a necessity, not a luxury. And guess what? Taking care of yourself doesn't have to break the bank. Investing in your mental health has long-term benefits, and with Talkspace, it can actually be affordable. Change is constant, but in the new normal, it feels like there's something new to grapple with every day. Now with Talkspace Online Therapy, connect with a licensed therapist for a fraction of the price of in-person therapy. Get matched with your perfect therapist from the comfort of your device and reach out 24/7 whenever there's something on your mind. Instead of waiting for an appointment, you can send unlimited messages to your therapist 24/7 and they'll engage daily, 5 days a week. Talkspace is secure and private using the latest encryption technology to store client information. The bottom line is that we all need someone to talk to, all right? Talkspace wants to give us the support we deserve at a price that we can afford. As you listen to this podcast, you get $100 off your first month on Talkspace. To match with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com or download the app. Make sure to use the code RIVALRY to get $100 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Rivalry and Talkspace.com.
You know, I've pretty much settled into this new normal of being home all the time and working from home. One of the trade-offs to working from home is that I get to have a great office mate, unlike one I've ever had before. Yes, that is a Miss Colleen. No matter what time of day, morning, noon, or night, if I'm sitting at my computer editing a video or whatever, she comes and plops her derriere right on my laptop, right in front of me as I'm working. And though it may be annoying sometimes, I love her so much and I would not trade her for the world. And thanks to Pretty Litter, my home smells fresh, and having my office mate comfortable is a win. It's a plus. It's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Pretty Litter keeps my home smelling fresh because its ultra absorbent crystals trap odor instantly. Litter Box cleanup is easier than ever with Pretty Litter also. It lasts up to a month and doesn't require frequent scooping or refilling. Pretty Litter is safe for your cat and friendly for the whole household. Many conventional litters contain irritants and aggravate allergies and asthma, but Pretty Litter super lightweight crystals minimize mess and dust so you can breathe easy. Pretty Litter arrives safely at my door in a small, lightweight bag. Shipping is free, and I never have to worry about running to the store. Girl, that is BT. I said all this stuff, but here's why Pretty Litter is better than everything else I've tried. It changes color to help detect early signs of potential illnesses in Miss Colleen. Do what I did and make the switch to Pretty Litter today by visiting prettylitter.com and use promo code RIVALRY for 20% off your first order. That's prettylitter.com, promo code RIVALRY for 20% off. prettylitter.com, promo code RIVALRY. Guys, before we go, I want to find out, do y'all listen to any of the other, besides Sibling Rivalry, do y'all listen to the other queens? Like, because I will say, I will notice, and not just with drag queens, but with the world, there are a lot of podcasts popping up, and there are like at least 6 more new Drag Race girl podcasts. Do y'all listen to any of the other ones, like The Chop? There's one with Vanjie and I think Silky.
Well, a lot of them are on their is on this their podcast network.
Yeah,
Oh, word.
I listen to all of our fellow mom podcasts, which is The Chop, Sloppy Seconds,
Yes.
Very
fucking
That.
Delta and Raja. Yeah, Very That. I
Oh,
also
Delta and
listen-
Raja have one now too?
Yeah, it's great. It's
Yeah,
literally like
it's
being in a
so
dressing room
good.
while they talk shit, and then they like talk about pictures that pop up, and like
Yeah.
they see something, they find something. They talk about like the old clubs, the old chasers, the old like stomping grounds. Like it's drag. It's so much fun.
I listened to Sibling Rivalry. I listened to the first episode or 2 of the official RuPaul's Drag Race podcast, where they started doing reviews of the episodes of Drag Race.
Wait, who hosts
and then-
that?
John
Ooh,
Polly.
who is that?
It was hosted by like John Pauly and wait, who were the queens on it? I don't remember, but I was like, okay, all right, I see. It is a good idea though. Like, why would I be mad at them? It's a fucking good idea. So
I'm just mad I didn't get nominated for a Wowie.
Oh, snubbed yet again, yet another.
Snubberella.
Oh, wait, okay, time out. You cannot nominate. And you guys weren't nominated for real? From 2 days in a row?
No, we would never be nominated. Bitch, I cost them an Emmy nomination or 2 or 3. Like, they would never fuck with me again at all. Which I'm fine with. I realize, like, bitch, the bridges I've burned have lit my way, bitch. And it's been lit. I'm having fun. I have no regrets.
You don't sound like you're bothered by it at all. You're not bringing it up.
Wow.
Nope, not still on it at all.
The Wowies didn't even nominate Trixie and Katya's book, though, for Best Book.
Girl, can I tell you about the Wowies? A couple years ago, my friend
I'm starting to question the legitimacy of the Wowie Awards. I'm starting to question the integrity.
I'm more pissed that I lost, that I didn't get a Wowie nomination than losing 2 Emmys, honestly, this year. Like, because they're right across the street. They fucking see me. They know what the fuck I'm doing over here in all these goddamn wigs.
Well,
like,
here's the one thing about the Wowies, because like Monet is nominated for a Wowie, but she's up against Beyonce, so it's like
it's so
well, who's gonna
strange.
show up to the Zoom ceremony though?
Well, okay, I don't want to talk shit. Okay, here we go. So my thing is, who is it just like some of the little gay interns over
No,
at
girl,
Wow?
it's Theron. It's Theron, whoever he ain't mad at that week.
Oh, because some of them, I'm like, this seems very arbitrary and just very random and just.
I just love the world, and this is no shade to Monet, but I just love the world where there is this category where Monet and Beyonce are contemporaries.
They are.
Thank you, Alaska. You know what? I have never, ever worked with Alaska on the road. I remember in New York City back before, I think season 10 was not announced yet, but obviously the girls, y'all be knowing, we all know who's on the show. Right. And then Alaska came from doing her show at the Lori Beachman over there with Chocolate Chip. And then Alaska...
oh my God.
Yes, I hate him too.
The Lori Beachman, and... I mean, obviously, Alaska's Alaska, and you came to our show and you tipped us. You were just so nice, and it was my first experience meeting you. I was I remember for the next month or 2 weeks, I was telling everyone, or the next day only. I was to everyone, Alaska is so cool. She is so nice, and you were, but we never worked on the road together, and I'm very sad about that.
I cannot recommend working with Alaska enough. She's legit one of the funnest people. Don't piss her off at 4:30 in the morning on the tour bus. But besides that, Alaska is...
when I'm still drunk.
And Willam and I had a great time on the Haters Roast right before I left Madonna. It was my first time working with Willam. I was like, Willam is great. Willam, we were in...
this was the Haters Roast tour where they were eliminating more girls than a drag race. Every week they would send home a new girl.
That was my opening joke. I was like, hands up if you were on the original flyer. After all these hoes jump ship.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, can I ask a rumor? Can I ask a rumor about that tour that I never asked? Never asked. Is this true? Is it true that the first night Mimi on First bombed, and then the next night she just told everyone else's jokes?
I was not there the first night, but there was incidents where she told other people's jokes almost verbatim. She did it with Jackie Beat. She did it with Ben while Ben was on stage, and then Ben mentioned it. And then the next night, she did it again with another Ben joke, and Ben just turned around that time and when it was his set. She's so funny and so talented, but she's not the most sportsmanship or easy to work with.
Because I heard that she was mopping girls' jokes right in front of them, and I was like,
no,
this
that happened
is
for sure.
Wild.
And then me and Lady Bunny made her cry.
And really?
Yeah, we didn't mean to though, but a happy accident. Because it was a 2-show day in Toronto, and she was all mad that I said something on stage that she didn't want me to say about some true shit that happened in Philly, because my family's from Philly, my cousin's from Philly, all of them know all about her. So I was saying some jokes with some inside tea. She didn't like it. She comes backstage, she's like, I'm leaving, I'm going home. And I was like, listen, if she was gonna go home, she would have taken off her eyelashes. She didn't do that. She's staying. And then Bunny and I...
Go ahead.
Bunny and I were shit-talking. Bunny and I were shit-talking her outside of my dressing room. I didn't know her dressing room was next to it. And she heard everything because she had stolen the Jackie Beat B. Arthur joke and opened with that. And we're like, come on. Like, you're so funny. You don't need to steal other people's jokes. Mm-hmm. So she did that. And then Murray and Peter were like, you need to apologize for making her cry. I'm like, I'm not sorry for anything that I said. I'm not apologizing her.
Nigga,
and
if
I don't
anybody
work
needs to
for
fucking
you.
apologize, Murray and Peter have a lot to apologize for.
Girl, them telling me to apologize, I will never work for them again. And I love that I can say that now that my house renovations are paid for.
Monet, what were you about to say? Monet was like, ooh, what were you about to say, Monet?
I forgot. You know, I'm a squirrel, bro. I forgot.
I was at this.
Wait till you
on
work
that
with Courtney,
tour-
it'll be the same.
The Haters Roast is one of those tours where it does. Maybe I am realizing I am a confrontational person because I got into a few. I mean, I got into it with. It was very slight, but I got into it with Latrice and Betty on the fucking Haters Roast too because I kept getting mad because they kept talking during my set. And nothing's worse than someone who will negate your humor. Like, it's easy to cut a joke down. If someone tells a joke and then you say something that cuts it down because you know it's coming, so you're basically telegraphing the joke, and then right when it comes, you say something to knock it down. And 2 nights in a row, Latrice and Betty said something to negate one of my jokes, and I text, I said, hey y'all, can we not talk during each other's sets? Like, I don't do it to you. Please don't do it to me. And then we had like a few words back.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
Because if you do it to Bob, you'll do it to Monet. Well, I would say also on the Haters Roast. Well, I'm so mad I didn't get to do the Haters Roast with people like Alaska and with like Bob, and which is all y'all because y'all did it years before I did it.
No, but you got to meet Madonna. Oh, never mind.
I did meet Madonna. It was like this. Oh, hey girl. But on that tour, Willam, do you remember this? I don't. Maybe because sometimes stuff happens. I'm like, am I making this up or did this happen? When Bunny had an edible or something, and then she was on stage, kind of just like Bunny does a little dancing thing, but she was like doing it for a really long time. We were all like, what is going on? And she had this edible, and Buddy was just on stage acting a fucking crazy person.
It was kooky. It was so funny. It was still great. You could barely tell a difference. Barely.
Listen,
right.
But we could.
With that, I want to thank you all so much for joining us on... it finally happened. Finally. The crossover.
Yes.
Yeah.
The crossover. The 2 official RuPaul's Drag Race Girls podcast.
You have our Venmo, right?
We could try.
Yes. $10,000 right away.
Wow.
Thank y'all so much, Willam. Thank you, Alaska. This has really been I'm so happy that we got to do this. And we're also on your podcast too, doing an episode on your podcast.
Girl,
and also, not to mention, since you all claim that you both watch our podcast, you know our official sign-off. So let's all say it together on 3. We always say it at the end of every episode. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
No, we don't have one. I'm just kidding. We don't have one.
We don't have one.
That was a trick question.
Oh, wait, this just in. With 6 wins in 2020 alone, RuPaul's Drag Race, what does it say, babe? Just summarize it for me. Is it yes or no?
It's yes.
Oops, we're all out of time. Bye.
RuPaul's Drag Race is the most drag...
Bye.
Monet, will you concede now? Like Donald Trump, will you concede?
Thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Sibling Rivalry. Be sure to check out part 2 on Race Chaser Hot Goss every Friday.
No, this Friday. It's only we're not going to be every Friday on.
We don't want you every Friday, bitch.
They're putting us every Friday for the month, Bob.
That's not true. All right, bye. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
You need to return that dressing gown to the little night music dressing room that you stole it from, Miss Blue Velvet in the Sky.
A little night music, yeah.
Starburns Audio, a podcast network.